It's been a while, but after 3 months away, the GP4OC news returns for its 4th ever series, and as we arrive at the Hungaroring in Budapest, the sign-ups for the 2017 season has officially closed. So as we wait for the first team news to break, let's have a look at what we know so far about 2017, and have a quick look at the rumours that have dominated this year's silly season. So let's start off with what we know. The first obvious thing we know about 2017 is that the cars will look a lot different from 2016. The 2017 season will see new regulations being introduced which will see the cars become wider than the current cars. These will include wider profile tyres, wider but lower rear wings, and front wings that will only block half of the front tyres. These new rules will be brought in an attempt to produce a close and exciting championship, and also produce record-breaking lap times due to the wider tyres producing more grip around the corners. Another thing that we know is that what has been considered by many to be the worst kept secret in GP4OC, Manor will remain on the grid in 2017 and will continue to be on the grid for the next few seasons until a new 11th team in real life comes into fruition. On top of this, the team will continue to use Mercedes engines for the remainder of their time in GP4OC. Sticking with the topic of teams, let's talk about engines. After spending 2016 with a year-old Ferrari engine, Toro Rosso will return to using Renault engines for the 2017 season after last using the engines in 2015. However, unlike in 2015, Toro Rosso will have the same sort of deal with senior team Red Bull in terms of the name of the engines due to the falling out Red Bull had with Renault back in 2015. The team will rebadge the engines after their team name, Toro Rosso. Sauber will also have a change of engines to a certain degree. The Swiss outlet will continue to use Ferrari engines next season, however due to financial issues the team has been dealing with throughout this year, which could explain the team's drop in performance, they have been forced to resort to using a year-old Ferrari engine for next year, specifically the same engine that Ferrari are running this season. This could mean the team may drop some more performance for next season. However, the team is looking for a solution for 2018 in order to sort out their financial troubles. In terms of the calendar, it will once again have 21 races next season, as just like in 2015, the German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring will continue to be on the 2017 calendar as a result of a vote that was made back in 2014 to keep the Grand Prix on the calendar for 2015 and 2017. The Grand Prix will take place in between the British and Hungarian Grand Prix, and it will be the last time the top class will race at the Nürburgring as a result of the shareholding agreement between them and Hockenheim coming to an end at the end of 2018. Another change includes the Grand Prix name for the race at Baku. This season the race was known as the European Grand Prix, however from next season it will be simply known as the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The final and most important thing that we know so far is that after 2 seasons away, Yuri 123 will return to hosting the top class and GP2 next season for the first time since 2014. For the last 2 seasons, Yuri has spent the second half of this year doing his time in the Finnish military as a result of it being mandatory in his country. However, this week will mark his final week in the military as he returns home for good this week. JWF1 and Diogo, who have been temporarily hosting the top class and GP2 respectively whilst Yuri has been away, will still be around but will only host Formula E and DTM respectively like they did back in 2014. This has left questions on what the schedule will look like as a result of Yuri returning. Well, we can now confirm to you that the top class GP2 and Formula E will revert back to the schedule that was used in 2014. The schedule is on your screens right now. GP2 will continue to be on Mondays and Tuesdays, with Tuesdays time being earlier than what it is now, whilst the top class will be on Mondays to Wednesdays when GP2 is on, and Tuesdays to Wednesdays when GP2 isn't on. Formula E on the other hand will return to being on a Thursday as a result of Yuri's return. The only tier that won't revert back to its original schedule next season is DTM, with that series continuing to be on Fridays and Saturdays. This will mean for most weeks from next season, streams will be on 6 days a week, with Sunday being the only day to not have any streams. On top of this, we can also confirm that after much speculation, the top class and GP2 will continue to stream on the GP4OC channel, as Yuri will have access to the channel in order for him to stream on this channel. Now with all that out of the way, let us have a look at some of the rumours that have dominated this year's silly season. From what we gather, Sauber have the most applicants with 34 people, followed by Manor and Renault. However, these teams aren't the ones dominating the headlines. In fact, it concerns 2 drivers, which are Roman Quarg and Yuri Mata. Roman has made the headlines as he's made it abundantly clear in his sign-up choices that he wants to leave Williams at the end of the season despite an impressive year with the team that has gone backwards compared to last season. The Frenchman's number 1 choice is Ferrari, which could cause chaos in the sign-ups. However, people believe that Roman has a bit of a task to try and unsettle one of the multiple time champions out of one of those seats. Those multiple champions of course being Florian Volker and Joseph Willows, with Florian having a very tricky year this season, which is considered by him to be his worst season in the top class. Only time will tell what will happen with Ferrari for 2017. The other driver is 2007 world champion Jiri Mata, as he along with Roman could cause an upset to one of the top teams. The top team in question is Red Bull, as he has selected the Austrian drinks company as his number one choice, as he intends to become a race winner again after an amazing return to the series and an underperforming McLaren Honda. This will mean that current drivers Miklos Gau and Amar Kar may need to watch their back given how well Jiri has performed this year, and to add to the fact that the Flying Finn is also a former world champion. Like with Ferrari, it will be very interesting to see what will happen to Red Bull for 2017. Moving on from that, and judging from the rumours, these three teams are more than likely to retain their current drivers for 2017. These are Mercedes with Jay McKenzie and Will Neller, Force India with Franco Lopez and Rick Yan, and Toro Rosso with Franco Gamba and Michael Mocho. In terms of Williams, with Roman expected to leave the team at the end of the year, it has raised questions on who will be driving for them next season. Rumours have ranged from current driver Roland Motrin, test driver Julius Anderson, to former Force India driver and current test driver there Vedran Vedrina. Two GP2 drivers have also chose Williams as their number one choice as well, which are Chinese woman Laura Chong and former Haas test driver Maxim Titkov. McLaren on the other hand could retain their current drivers for next season, but with Jiri only putting McLaren as his third choice, other drivers could snap up the seat, varying from current Sauber driver Roberto Gamba to DTM Championship contender Matthias Turwey. Virgin Racing Formula E driver Michael Clark has also put McLaren as his first choice, but a lot of people believe he may have a long shot and may need to spend some time in GP2 before getting to the top class. One driver that has surprised many people with his choices is 2014 GP2 champion Nicolas Pascali. After a so far very impressive rookie year this season, many people believe that he may have gone for a midfield team as his first choice. However, to the shock of everyone, he has made his intentions clear to remain at Manor for next season after putting his current team as his number one choice. A lot of people believing he could be playing it safe in this year's silly season. Speaking of Manor, along with Sauber, Haas and Renault for the second season in a row, they have a sea of drivers who are interested in those seats. In terms of Renault, along with their current drivers David Greenwood and Taravi Nautaranon, other drivers linked with a move there include current Haas driver Evan Byrne, GP2 drivers Henry Watson and Bence Valdinga, current DTM driver Enis Parachki, and the biggest one of all of them which could cause a change at Renault, 2012 world champion Vigo Holst, who has made his intentions clear on returning to the top class in 2017 with the team he drove for in 2009. Jiri Mata also has a chance to stake his claim to one of those seats, as he has put Renault as his number 2 choice behind Red Bull and ahead of his current team McLaren. Haas on the other hand could have a new lineup next season as a result of Byrne and Gomez not choosing them as their number one choice, with the likes of George Roque, who is looking to return to the series for the second time in his career, and GP2 drivers Joel Hutter and Jared Fosbury linked with a possible move there. Formula E driver Will Parrish has also been linked with a move there, but whether he will or not remains to be seen. Apart from their current drivers, Manor also have options too, including 2009 Belgian GP winner Sam Thompson, current Formula E and DTM Championship contenders respectively Kirishima De Rosa and Thomas Anderson, younger brother of Julius Anderson, former top class driver Adam Wolff, and GP2 drivers Nicholas Zorbach, Alessandro Tomaselli and Jamie Griffiths. Sauber, as mentioned earlier, have the most applicants of any team, and they also have options for next year, given that Roberto Gamba has put McLaren as his first choice. These include a range of drivers such as current driver Bartosz Klos, current test driver and 2015 DTM champion Belint Zolga, former top class driver Felix Sontag, current GP2 championship leader Paolino Tomaselli, and 2015 Formula E champion Tobias Kress. For these four teams, it will be very interesting to see who will get those seats. And they are all the rumours from this year's silly season. And as a result of that brings us to the end of the pilot episode for the GP4OC News Series 4. The first team news of the season will break at the first top class practice session of 2020 due to the 2-week Christmas break after this race, which will be the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. So who will be the first to break the news? Wait until the practice session at Hockenheim. But until then, from everybody at GP4OC, have a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. See you in 2020.